everyone, and welcome to the Mag Show. Today we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order situation in the United States of America. However, let's get right into it and we'll find out what's going on. I got an article pulled up here from Gizmodo. We're going to talk about it. It says Nintendo pushes back a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order date, cites Trump tariffs. So as it stands right now, the pre-orders in the United States that were set for April 9th, 2025 have been delayed indefinitely, citing the new tariffs that have been imposed on the countries that are manufacturing the hardware. Now, I want to get into this situation here. As you can see right here, I have the actual statement. Now, this is something very interesting because I actually saw 3 or 4 different reports, and funny enough, only 2 of them had the actual quote here. A couple of them that were actually slanted very anti-U.S. policy and whatever else. However you feel about it, that's entirely up to you. But I'm saying that these articles here were very slanted against U.S. policy, and they didn't even have this quote in their article. Isn't that strange? Allow me to read it to you verbatim. It says here, pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the U.S. will not start April 9th, 2025. These are the keywords. I want you to listen here, folks. In order to assess, this is all in quotations, in order to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions. Allow me to read that to you one more time. In order to assess the potential impact. Didn't say there is one. They said that there is a potential to have an impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions. Nintendo will update timing at a later date. The launch date of June 5th, 2025 is unchanged. So, the reason why I'm bringing this up and the reason why I'm hyper-focusing on that is because I did see a few other articles, and what they splashed on the headline was console prices could be increased by 50%. This is 100% not going to happen. It is ludicrous to think so, and it's fear-mongering for clicks. Let's not get too excited. Now, what I pick up from this, as someone who does what I do for a living, when they say that they're going to, quote, assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions, you know what that means to me? They are going to find different manufacturers to make the hardware. So, what happened a couple days ago? When Trump announced his tariffs across the entire globe, China, Cambodia, Vietnam had their tariffs increased. On what products, if it's all the products, we're not 100% sure, or what products or what different divisions of business that involves, we do not know. So what they're going to do is that's why they use words like assess the situation. They didn't say they're doing it, they're saying they're going to assess how this is going to work out. Because now, as it stands, let's not forget that Nintendo already gave the price of the console out there. It's going to be very difficult to walk that back, especially when the United States sells the majority of gaming hardware on this planet. When you look at like PlayStation, when you look at Xbox, when you look at the Nintendo Switch, a lot of their sales come from the United States of America. Obviously, they sell all over the world, but a lot of them come from there. That would be a big market to lose out on. So what they're going to do now, I can tell you this absolutely going to happen. Nintendo is going to start shopping around to different countries to manufacture the hardware in order to avoid increased price and tariffs. That is 100% going to happen. And that's what they mean by assess. And also the other quote here, evolving market conditions. Evolving market conditions is corpo speak for, we're going to find some other country that could do it for cheaper. That's exactly what's going to happen. Now, they've already had some backlash with the pricing of their software and a little bit of their hardware. So they don't need any more bad press with this. They do not want a repeat of the Wii U. So the other thing is I'd like to keep in everybody's mind here right now is that it was not the tariffs or anything else that raised the prices of the game in my opinion, so egregiously and so quickly. Like, for example, the $80 for a digital game, $90 for a physical game. Do I have to translate it once again from one of my previous videos? That translates to Canada to $128.95 for a digital game and $149.77 for a physical edition of a game. Tariffs did not do that. Nintendo did that. So I just like everybody to keep that in mind before everybody loses their minds and goes crazy and starts doing all this. But anyways, this is the news for today. Nintendo Switch 2 in the United States has canceled or indefinitely delayed their pre-orders from April 9th, 2025. However, the console is still scheduled to come out June 5th, 2025. So anyways, when new stories develop, you know you can find it all right here at The Mag Show. Either way, like, share, and subscribe, tell all your friends, and stay magnificent.